Time on deck is 19, 1700 hours Central Daylight Time. My friends, the question I propose to you is, can Boeing get it up? That is, can they get their Starliner to the ISS this time around? As we may know, they had an attempt previously that didn't make it. So, bottom line, Boeing is going to launch their CST-100 Starliner spacecraft, uncrewed, a future crewed capsule hopefully, to the ISS, hopefully, at least that's what they're going to try to do, on the 19th of May 22, just a few days from now. And it will be launched hopefully at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's 4,500 hours for you civilians, or for military guys, excuse me. Got it backwards. All right, so if you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe and bang up the notification bell and click all. I'm about to give you more on this story here. So here we go. The Boeing Starliner spacecraft actually attempted to launch on the 20th of December 2019, 2 years and 5 months ago, almost 2.5 years, but it failed. Now, it failed because its mission elapsed timer, which is basically its clock that controls the mission itself, the fuel burning and so forth, caused it to burn into an incorrect orbit. And a mission that was slated to be something on the order of 8 to 10 days wound up being cut short to 2 days, and it landed at White Sands missile range. And what happened was they also discovered there was other problems. There was a lot of critical software that had not been fully tested on the Boeing Starliner. So it hadn't been critically tested and certified. So which is hard to believe. So how you, we got a live show here. So we got some people coming in here, New Days Always, and Tim Casper, good to see y'all. So my friends, think about this. Boeing had a lot of problems with this module. So can they really make it? They had problems with it. They were supposed to have launched it, in fact, this past year, and couldn't get it up because they had problems with valves. They had inoperable valves. Those inoperable valves kept them launching in August of 21. They had to replace, these were propulsion system valves in the service module. They went up having to replace the entire service module. And I think they still had valve problems in the new one, but they got them resolved. So they had a lot of consternation between the subcontractor who handled those valves, Aerojet, and Boeing. They had a lot of arm wrestling and finger pointing over that stuff. But hopefully now this mission will get up and be on its way. Just to give you an idea, the Boeing Starliner is it's 15 feet in diameter. It is slightly smaller than this rendition of the Orion capsule, NASA's Orion capsule. Slightly smaller than this thing. That's a 1/4 scale version of the Orion capsule. So slightly smaller than the Orion capsule. And it is also bigger, though, than the Apollo capsule and bigger than the Dragon 2 capsule of SpaceX at 15 feet in diameter. It's a fair-sized craft. It's intended to carry 7 people. It's intended to stay on station for 7 months and get 10 reuses. And Boeing actually plans to build 2 of these. So supposedly that would be 20 missions to be able to ferry something on the order of 140 astronauts. Now, I don't know if all those will really go to ISS. I think that might have been the original intended mission. But now there's a joint endeavor, commercial space station endeavor, between Sierra Nevada's subsidiary, Sierra Space, and also Blue Origin and Boeing to do a space station, a commercial space station, mostly for space tourism, called Orbital Reef. Now, if they can pull this off or not is yet to be seen. But Orbital Reef is intended to be serviced by the Boeing Starliner and Sierra Space's Dream Chaser, which looks like a miniature space shuttle. I got a whole new announcement on Dream Chaser I'm going to make shortly, maybe today or tomorrow, or at least by the next few days. I got a whole new announcement to make on Dream Chaser, which is very interesting. But this is all interesting. I really hope Boeing can pull it off. There have been a lot of challenges on this. Even as it went to the launch pad, they had pieces falling off. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine how the people felt in this program? I mean, So we got to ask ourselves, what's wrong? How come they've had such trouble? Well, Boeing is a very bureaucratic company. Boeing is about as bureaucratic as NASA. Actually, I think Boeing has more bureaucracy than NASA. And bureaucracy does not lend itself very well to productivity and creativity. And you just get a lot of different goals and objectives mixed in the fray of what you're trying to do, often in a very bureaucratic organization. And it's like, just pouring molasses into the clockworks in terms of making things happen. And efficiency tends to go down quite a bit in bureaucratic organizations. Hey, Daniel, how you doing? I'll read the messages here in a second. So, guys, this is the challenges Boeing is facing, and they've had a hard time with this program. Like I said, they've had one failed mission that didn't make it to, it made it to orbit, but didn't make it to ISS. They had a scrub of a mission. They've had to replace the service module. And so now they're trying to get it up again. And hopefully this time they get it. I really do. I hope they make it successful. I hope they get every mission flown, the two modules. Now, the modules that is, but the service module is not. Again, I'm standing in front of not an Orion CST-100. This is a quarter scale mock-up of an Orion space capsule. It's different. Orion's, now the funny thing though now about the Boeing CST-100s, it does land on land, unlike a Crew Dragon, which lands in the ocean. So, and it lands on air cushions. So this is an interesting, different take on space exploration and space landing. My real hopes are pinned in Starship, but Starship is doing so many new things at once. I think that's going to be a very challenged program. I wish SpaceX a lot of luck with that, because it will be revolutionary if they can pull it off. But they do have a lot of hurdles. I got my name on Artemis boarding pass last night. Well, cool. Now that you said that, I'll show you an Artemis launcher. There you are. This is what your name's going on, Daniel. There you go. How about that, Daniel? So anyway, guys, I'll check the messages more in a minute. But sure enough, we have a lot of challenges in front of us. But there's a lot of hope and opportunity. We need competition in space. The more competition we've got, the better. And again, like I said, the launch date is set for 19 May at 18:45 hours, or 6:45 p.m. for civilians, Eastern Standard Time, on the 19th of May of this year. They're going to try to launch it, and it's supposed to get to the station on the 20th. Like I said, this is an uncrewed flight, but it's intended to carry crews of 7. They plan to get 10 uses, and I don't know if that includes a test flight. If it don't include the test flight, theoretically, they could get 140. I guess 140 minus 14 maybe, since they've already had 2 test flights, right? With the capsule, or this will make the second test flight, providing it survives. But guys, there's been a lot of issues they've had. They've had a lot of trouble. It's taken them a lot of time. But see, that's one advantage of what SpaceX does. They have everything in-house. They don't have to, they're not using all these contractors. See, that's what NASA does. And that's, in order to make a program survive politically, NASA spreads a program all over the country, and you got to deal with a zillion subcontractors, and that greatly increases the complexity and cost of the project. It makes it politically sellable, but it also makes it very politically, financially expensive and managerially challenging. Well, that's the kind of thing Boeing's facing here too, supposedly, with all their subcontractors that they're using. So that happens. So that's something to be said for the SpaceX model. But like I said, SpaceX is taking a lot of chances with Starship. They've got a whole lot of new technology. They're trying several new things all at once, which is typically a management no-no. But Starship, is wholly at the responsibility of Elon Musk and his crew. So they can pretty much do what they want to do. So it's interesting to see that kind of challenge and that kind of willingness to take on new things. Anyway, once again, I'll just show y'all. Here is the Artemis. This is a 125th scale Artemis space launch system. You multiply that times 25, and sitting on the top there, it would be the Orion capsule. And this is a 1/4 size scale module of the Orion capsule. If you multiply that times 4, there's a crewman down there. You can see over here we've got a VAB with the Artemis outside. And this is a 1/200th scale. This is a scale a lot of the little desktop models, like the Space Shuttle, you often see at my desk at home, 1/200th scale. And here is a Mark III astronaut spacesuit. Zero pre-breathe. It's got the back door hatch on it, which is a style we got from Russia. As you can see, climb in through the back hatch. That's a Russian concept that we have borrowed and slapped a NASA label on. Anyway, so much for that. Anyway, my friends, let's check the chat here. New day as always. Elton, hello. Glenn Green, hey peeps, thought SpaceX going to help. SpaceX really isn't helping Boeing, they're competitors. As you might know, both of these programs started under the crew supply missions that NASA sponsored for space station. I think Boeing got $4.2 billion or something like that to do this. Sierra Nevada Space Dream Chaser has been, I think, mostly privately financed. NASA's trying to spread the taxpayer. You're right, Daniel. That's what they do. I saw that window shelf popped off transport video. Saw that window shield pop. Oh, the window shield. So that's what popped off. Okay. Yeah, well, I hope they get it back on. But that is kind of scary to see stuff like that popping off your rocket you're expecting to fly, right? Integration of diverse contractors has got to be complex. It's got to be a complexity multiplication nightmare. It is. And everyone's got a different contract, subcontract, and then you have to come up with interface control documents. And, that was the challenge with space station wasn't the technology, and that's what they tell us. It was the complexity of having so many players with so many modules, international, and including distributed systems going through the whole thing. That's why the ICDs on the space station cost more than the rocket launches and everything else combined. The documentation was extremely expensive. And don't let anybody fool you. It might have been 40-something space shuttle launches to build it, but the ICDs were the real cost, interface control documents. I guarantee that costs a lot more than any of the hardware, launches, fuel, or anything else combined. So there you go, guys. Documentation can be very expensive. So, guys, I really appreciate y'all coming here today. I'm going to go. And let's see, again, how many chats here? We got to go here. I'm going to try to cut out another video, too, before it gets dark outside. I finished my work day today. So, a lot of other exciting news, so hang on to your hats, and let's see what comes. So hopefully this thing will fly. Let's hope they all fly. Let's wish good luck to all these players. I wish Boeing and Aerojet both good luck in this project. Lord knows they've had a fraught past over it. Anyway, thank you, everyone. Share the video. Y'all take care and have an awesome night. Bye.